What's up, Sickle Cell Warriors? It's Dr.O, and the grind never stops. The reason why I'm making this video is because after reading many articles and speaking with many people with sickle cell anemia, I feel like there are so many issues in the medical community that need to be fixed. And so I'm here to talk about them and offer potential solutions to dealing with them. And essentially the goal of this video is to pretty much just spread awareness and let people know what we face in the medical community and some of the struggles that we deal with. So in this video, we're going to talk about the problems of the healthcare system, how they tend to treat kids differently than adults, and lastly, what you can do about these issues that we face in the medical community. Alright, Sickle Cell Warriors, so this is also going to be like a little venting section of all the stuff I went through in the past. And I'm going to tell y'all how I felt when I was in the when I was at hospitals. Alright, one of the biggest problems that I experienced that was extremely annoying to me is whenever I was hospitalized, I always felt like there was some weird lack of communication within the medical teams. So, you know, once I'm hospitalized, I'm tired, I'm grumpy, I'm going through a lot of pain. So the last thing I want to hear is, what's going on with you? Where's the pain? And there's not a problem necessarily with them asking that question. The problem is when they ask that question 5 to 10 times repeatedly. That's the annoying part. And it makes you start to think, are the doctors communicating with each other? Why are they always asking me the same thing over and over again? You know, the question that I hate the most is when they say, oh, what medications do you take? That question gets me off because I'm like, bro, you should have this in your system, bro. Like, I haven't, like, there's nothing really changing. And then they'll keep asking that between different medical teams. And so it's just a really annoying thing. And I understand how sickle cell warriors, that can make us feel. Another issue in the sickle cell community that I've heard a lot of, but fortunately I've never really experienced, is racial prejudice. And to be more specific, is the issue of opioids and receiving drugs when we need it. Way too many times I've heard stories of people with sickle cell being denied their right to have opioids because doctors feel like they're abusing it. And for whatever reason, doctors think they're abusing it. You know, we may think it may be racial issues or the frequency that they often go to the hospital. But I believe that what doctors fail to recognize, because they don't really understand what we're really going through, is that after taking the medication so many times, we develop a high tolerance to the opioids. And as a result, we need to take the medication even more just to get the normal effect of having the opioid in our body. Sometimes, quite frankly, I just wish doctors and other people in the medical team can just briefly experience the pain we're going through, so that whenever we ask for opioids, we're not being questioned, oh, why do you need it? Or, oh, here he is again. You know, it gets annoying after a couple of times of always going to the hospital. So I feel like if they were just in our shoe for just, not even a day, just an hour, they would definitely feel the pain we're going through. And I feel like they would be a lot less hesitant to prescribe the drug. Now, another issue in the medical community in regards to sickle cell is the lack of education. Unfortunately, I have been hospitalized way too many times, and way too many times I have came across a lot of medical professionals who clearly don't know that much about sickle cell. And I understand that it's a rare disease. It's not, so many people in the world don't suffer from it, and there's not really a huge incentive to treat people with sickle cell. But it's really a problem when people are going through sickle cell and you get sent with somebody who clearly doesn't really know how to treat the disease, and it is very unfortunately. One thing that needs to be done is we need to somehow educate more medical professionals with sickle cell disease. And that's why I'm creating this YouTube channel, so I can spread more awareness by providing more information to people with sickle cell. There's way too many people who don't know about it, and they don't know how to go about treating the disease. And so instead of complaining about it, I want to be the change I want to see in the world. So I'm making these videos to spread that awareness. Lastly, another issue that I personally dealt with, and I feel like other people in the sickle cell community may have dealt with, is the huge difference in how you're treated as a kid versus being treated as an adult. It's weird, when you're a kid and you have sickle cell, it seems like the whole world wants to help you. It's like, oh, Ike, you're so cute, you're so adorable, I want to help you, I want to, make sure that you're healthy, because you're so cute, and everybody wants to give me all the attention in the world. And I thank God for that. That type of attention and care pretty much saved my life. But when you get older, you still have sickle cell, and nothing about you really changes in that regards. But I feel like the way we're treated in the sickle cell community once you become an adult is completely different. It seems like they don't care for you as much. The sympathy or empathy for you isn't really there, and people are just like, all right, he's a grown man or a grown woman, so he or she can take care of herself. And I spoke to a lot of sickle cell adolescents about this, and they tell me like it's annoying to already have so much pain, and then on top of that, feel like people don't even care to treat you properly. Now, I believe one of the reasons why that's the case is because back in the 20th century, the life expectancy of sickle cell was very low, almost in the 20s. Back then, they weren't even predicting people to make it past 25. So back then, research was only being done for kids, because they didn't really see the point of doing research for adults if they felt like they weren't going to live that long. So most of the time, treatments were only specialized and given attention to how to treat kids. And so if you ever wonder, if you're doing a research and you're trying to find information about sickle cell disease, a lot of times I will find a lot of information about how to treat kids and teenagers, but you won't really find much information about how to treat adults. So yeah, sickle cell warriors, these are some of the issues that I've gone through. Please comment down below in the comment section what you feel like some of the prominent issues in the medical community, and what you think we can do to go about dealing with those issues. So, what can you do about all these issues that we face in the medical community? Honestly, it's a tall task, and this is not something that we can just fix overnight or even in a couple of months or years. I believe this is something that's going to take decades of work. But in terms of what we can do immediately, I believe we definitely want to find a doctor that we can trust. Find a doctor that you believe really cares for you. Whenever I'm moving to a new state or getting new treatment, I believe finding a doctor that you really trust and does great work is critical. Because unfortunately, I believe there's a lot of doctors out there that just don't really care. And then the doctors who do care, they may have good intentions, but some of them don't know enough about sickle cell to really give you the treatment and the attention that you deserve. So with that being said, and talking about, we need to trust doctors more, I definitely want to let y'all know, please use my content as much as possible. I'm out here to help y'all. Not only do I have a doctorate degree, but I have sickle cell. So I really understand what it takes to take care of people with sickle cell, and I have a unique medical perspective on the issue. I know how it feels to deal with the pain, but I also understand the whole medical jargons and all the other extra medical knowledge you need to go about dealing with the issues. So sickle cell warriors, I ask, please use me as an advantage. You learn to trust me. You know, you might be, oh, why should I trust Dr.O? Why should I trust this guy? And I think one reason why you should really trust me is because I care, man. Like, I know how it feels to go through that pain, to go through it, and that agonizing pain is easily one of the worst things in the world. I always say to people, I'd rather get shot by a gun, no cap, than to go through that agonizing pain, especially when I have it in my back. For some reason, whenever I have it in my back, that's when the pain is the worst. And I always tell people that to really give them a visual of how painful it can be. So sickle cell warriors, I understand what you're going through. I understand the mental struggle. I understand the emotional struggle. I understand the spiritual and the physical struggle of what we go through. And because of that, I have the empathy and the understanding to care for your needs. So that's one reason why you should trust me, sickle cell warriors. And I'm really doing the best I can to provide the most information I can to y'all to really help you live a better, more healthy, fulfilled life. Anyway, sickle cell warriors, thank you so much for watching this video. If you have any questions, please comment down below and I'll be more than happy to answer any of your questions. And lastly, thank you for blessing me.